I love going around and visiting expressions of the University of the Nations in YWAM and seeing how different it is in different places. One of the places I like to go the best is Kiev. This started with a DTS outreach team that did not, for some reason, have in their minds this division that we sometimes have between training, evangelism, and mercy ministries. They arrived in Kiev in the Ukraine just after it opened up, and everything needed doing. So they just started doing everything they could as a small team. They stayed on, said to other DTS teams, hey, you can come through, and they started growing and building ministries. So for them, there's no compartmentalization in their minds between the training people and the evangelism people and the mercy ministries people. They're all doing it together, and they bring in UofN schools as they need them to help meet the needs of the city and the nation that the Lord has called them to. One fantastic thing that happened at Kiev in November of 2002 was that there was a leadership training school led by Al Akimov and several other leaders from the eastern countries. And it had something like 80 students from all over the former Soviet Union and all the former Eastern Bloc. And as I was there teaching briefly in that school, what struck me was the nations that were represented. And I checked with our leaders, and I found this out. There were converts in that school, YWAMers getting leadership training in the University of the Nations, that came from people groups that had never had the gospel until the 1990s, and had never in the history of their people had any representative go on to Christian higher education. We're making missions history in the University of the Nations, and it's a privilege to be a small part of that.